I said, why am I vlogging in the van, may you ask, because you've never seen me vlog in the van before. Well, it's Wednesday, and Wednesday is theater day for my kids, and they're in there, so I'm in here making the most of my time. Ta-da! With you in this hot van. Yay, it's you and me, baby. Okay, so I'm going to dedicate this video recipe to Donna Heil in San Antonio, because she sent me an email a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, I got this red lentil stew recipe that's really good. I like it. I thought you'd like it. And so I pulled it up and looked at it, and it looked really good. So I said, you know what? I think this is something that my family would like. So I gave it a spin yesterday, and it is good. And today it is really good. Where is my thing? I even brought the leftovers somewhere. I got my leftovers. Hold on. Whoop, whoop. Sorry. See, I got leftovers. Yay! Okay, so let's talk about this red lentil stew. And the reason I'm calling it red lentil stew, because I just made a red lentil soup last week. It doesn't look red. I don't know why we would call it red lentil soup if it's not red, but okay. I mean, I know it calls for red lentils, but why are they called red lentils when they turn golden? I don't understand that. I didn't make the recipe exactly like the blogger did, because she cooked hers on the stovetop, and I cooked mine in the Instapot. Yeah! Ooh, ooh. Also, she cooked her vegetables in oil, and we don't cook with oil, do we? Because we don't need no stinking oil. Okay, there's not much to this recipe. Just a few carrots, a potato, some red lentils, an onion, and some garlic, and then of course just a few spices. It's like super simple to throw together. All right, so after I've got my onions chopped, or my garlic chopped and my onions chopped, I'm gonna set the iPot to saute. And you know, it's not just have a saute mode, it has 3 heat settings for saute. So you hit the saute button, and then you hit the adjust button, and that will take it from normal to more. And if you hit it again, you can take it from more to less, which is low, and then you hit it again and it goes back to more. So I started out with like a medium heat. When I could hear the onions starting to heat up in the pot, I added just enough water to cover the bottom of the pan. That's plenty. When you're water sauteing, the only difference between water sauteing and sauteing with oil is that, you know, the water cooks out, and if you're not careful, you can, you know, get distracted and the water cooks out and then things start to burn, which is not, you know, the world's not over if that happens, but you just want to be careful of that, because sometimes your onions aren't tender before you're ready, you know, before the water runs out. So you just got to add a couple of tablespoons at a time and keep the bottom of the pan covered with water while everything's cooking tender. So while that was happening, I, you know, cubed up the potato and the carrots and got those ready. And just in that time, at that heat level, the onions were ready to go. See, this took about 5 minutes, and the onions were cooked tender enough. Now I'm going to go ahead, the original recipe said to cook on the stovetop for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to pressure cook this for 15. So I knew that these onions didn't have to be cooked all the way tender, you know. Okay, so the next ingredient to throw in is a half of a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Okay, you see right there, see the little burning action that I got going on? It's no big deal. Splash of water, nobody will ever know. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the recipe. Let's talk about this step right here. The original recipe mentions caramelizing the tomato paste. I have never heard of that before. I'm not saying I'm some genius cook or anything, but I have never heard of caramelizing tomato paste. But that's what this recipe said. Caramelize for 3 to 4 minutes. So I said, okay. So here's at the 2-minute mark, which I had turned down the saute heat to low because it was pretty hot, and I was scared that my tomato paste was going to burn, not caramelize. So I had to kind of stay on top of this. Here's the 4-minute mark. I'm waiting for the tomato paste to caramelize or darken like the recipe suggests, but that never actually happened. All right, so after about 4 minutes, I said, all right, I'm dropping in the veggies. So this is where you add in the potato and the carrots, the washed lentils. Now for the spices, 1 tablespoon of ground cumin, which I thought was going to be a lot of cumin, but it turned out pretty good. If you're a cumin fan, you're going to like this recipe. If you're not, Wendy, I'm thinking of you. I'm sorry. Just skip this recipe. Wendy, just move along. Go find something else, because I don't know what else to put in here besides cumin. What else did I put in there? Oh, and then she called for, the recipe called for smoked paprika. I had smoked sweet paprika and I had smoked hot. And I thought, well, I'll just add half and half. So that's what I did. And then it called for 6 cups of vegetable broth. And you know me, I like better than bouillon vegetable bases. And so I just went 4 cups of it and then 2 cups of water, because I didn't want, you know, I love better than bouillon, but it can be a little salty. So I said, I think I'll just go 4 and 2 on the broth. You know, 4 broth, 2 cups of water. I kept the iPot in saute mode, and I let the water come to a little bit of a boil, and then I put the lid on, canceled the saute, hit the manual button, and then set my pressure time to 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes plus about 5 minutes to let the pressure come down. And then here we go, the pressure's down. Look, here's what it looks like. It is bubbling. So here's the thing, I was really worried that the lentils were going to disintegrate, and that the potatoes and the carrots would disintegrate as well, because I thought 15 minutes of pressure cooking should obliterate the vegetables, but it didn't. I was really surprised. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't. I mean, here I am stirring, and the potatoes and the carrots are still there. Yay! Time to serve this bad boy up and find out what hubby and the teen think. Okay, and it's really hot, and I'm excited, so, you know, here you go. Now, my lighting in my kitchen right now is not the greatest, and so I'm sorry that this looks a little weird, but I did go out and I took some real pictures out on the patio so you can see what this really, really looks like. But there you go. See, everything was holding up. There you go. Here's what it really looks like up close. Everything held up great. It's really good. Now, you're supposed to add salt at the very end, and I decided to leave the salt out and find out if I should have put it in or let people put it in themselves. All right, here's what hubby thinks.
Oh, it's going to be hot. Like steaming. You see it? It's going to be like a little piece of napalm.
That's it. Napalm, eat it! Eat it!
Mmm. Hot. It's good. It's good.
You said it needed salt?
Needs salt, but if you're gonna have crackers with it, you know, if you like to eat a lot of crackers, then you're gonna have salt on the cracker. That's fine. It doesn't need a lot of salt.
Okay. I left the salt out because the recipe said to wait till the end and then add the salt. So I was torn between adding the salt, you know, right now, or should we just add salt like on our own?
Salt to taste.
All right. Wait. No. No, listen. Put the salt in the pot and stir, or wait for it, salt your own bowl.
Salt your own bowl.
All right.
It's good. I don't think it's the best soup you've made, but it's good.
Does it need salt?
Needs like some more spice to it, I think.
All right.
Soup spice isn't, I don't think, is strong enough.
How about the vegetables? Does the potatoes and the carrot?
Yeah, that's good.
They're cooked well enough.
Yeah.
They don't taste too mushy.
They're not too mushy, and the soup is the softest part of it all.
Yeah, the lentils.
Yeah.
I was expecting most of the chew to be the potatoes and the carrots. Dad thought, you know, a little salt, but we're gonna, you know, just put that on our own bowls. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to make this again?
I'm not gonna answer that yet.
Oh, okay. Ooh, smart man. Very smart. Okay, so there you have it. Red lentil stew. Family approved. All right, give this recipe a try. See what you think. Tweak it. Make it your own. I would definitely add more potato and more carrots next time. One potato was not enough to satisfy my family because we absolutely love potatoes. Potatoes, I use potatoes like a lure. You know, if there's lots of potato in the bowl, my husband and teen will go after it. They don't mind. Even my pickiest daughter, if there's potato in it, she'll try it. She may not like everything else in the bowl, but at least she'll eat the potatoes. So, you know, you gotta stick with what works. You gotta put the vegetables in that your family loves to eat, and that helps them come around to all the other stuff. That's the way you gotta roll. You make it happen. All right, I love y'all. Eat healthy, and I'll talk to you in the comments below. Bye.